All right. Meanwhile, Business Associates are still on this Tide thing, and they're going to go through him once again. So we will be seeing Tide in the off lane for Business Associates. It's an interesting one, but they do seem to value it a lot. Something you can just kind of leave
10
outside of the
seconds
Chronosphere
remaining.
and throw a Ravage in there if you need to. Can be very annoying. Good against
5
Storm as well in
seconds
some
remaining.
situations if you can catch him out.
Yeah, it's definitely
Dire
not
team
a
ban.
pick that I would say is blatantly amazing against the Faceless Void, just because Bash is a thing, and generally Tide wants to lane against these heroes where he anchor smashes them once, and then that nullifies all of their damage completely. That being said, it is a tanky frontliner, which is something they were desperately needing with these three squishy heroes they picked early. And so it kind of
10
fits their bill
seconds
of
remaining.
picking a good amount of team fight and grouping up around
5
15 to
seconds
20 minutes and just
remaining.
kind of trying to end the game or run at their opponents from that point on.
Wow, the respect Ricky ban. They do not want to be going there again.
Yeah, it's good against Storm, Oracle, Faceless Void, and Earthshaker in terms of being able to find them on the back lines and potentially solo kill them. So it's probably a good choice.
Looking back, I'm actually sort of surprised they didn't go for that one as their fourth pick. They had seen all these heroes since then, but they were pretty keen on the Tide Hunter.
Yeah, it's going to leave Business Associates having to pick up Moo's hero last for sure, which to combo with what they have is probably going to have to be something that also provides team fight or wants to take advantage of this AoE control from the Puck or the Tide Hunter. So you might see something like a Sven potentially, or maybe more in Moo's wheelhouse, the Monkey King, perhaps a little bit more slippery and hard for Faceless Void to find.
You know, I'm just thinking if Business Associates do make it to the minor, then I really hope if they don't have a sponsor to rock up in full suits with like suitcases and kind of like just
Dire
act
team
really
pick.
business-like. You know, shake everyone's hand, and when they sit down at their desk, just like open their suitcases up and start.
Yeah, that would definitely be one of my favorite team entrances of all time. Significantly better than the Team Secret sunglasses parade. You know, I'd
Agreed.
love it. Maybe sit down at your computer, you know, like flip out the coattails a little bit,
Radiant
straighten the
team
tie,
pick.
and get down to business.
So this is such a good. I'm gonna message one of them after the game, like guys, just throwing this out there. By the way, if they win, I won't do it if they lose. That might be a dick move. Anyway, Ruth King picked up by Business Associates to tie things off. This hero has not been very highly rated by a lot of people, but then again, we saw people picking Juggernaut earlier as well, so apparently, you know, anything goes right now. We're still
10
in the
seconds
experimental years of this patch, the patch of dreams. And
5
Wraith King,
seconds remaining.
yeah, it's going to be... I can understand why people don't like him, because he just doesn't seem to farm as quickly. He doesn't really seem to have any super obvious timings to come out and just rock up to the fights with. What build are you expecting from this Wraith?
I've seen a mix of the old style of, you know, just like the phase radiance come at me bro style, which is pretty good against the Void and Earthshaker. You know, he's the hero you want to just eat the ults and then he comes back to life and is another hero. um I've also seen a bit of the more up tempo Armlet Deso. Obviously Abyssal Blade is super good on every melee core, and Armlet just enables this hero to play a lot more aggressively than normal. Maybe even going for something like the Armlet Blink Dagger, Shadow Blade has been pretty popular. Silver Edge on the hero as well.
I kind of just hope we see some more maybe experimentation, something exciting, something interesting. But there's not that much experimentation. But there's something interesting, exciting. If Bristleback comes out from the fighting pandas,
I kind of love this pick.
You do. I don't know. I don't know shit all about Bristleback. You know, I see this here and I'm just like, well, you know, he's one of those guys. Could be good, could be bad. You know, I don't really know either way. Why is it a good Bristle pick? Talk me through it.
Well, you know, he's got bristles, and the other team doesn't like bristles. No, I just think it gives them. I don't think that Void, Earthshaker, or Storm ever wants to be the first person into a fight, so you need kind of a bait. And Bristleback gives you that hero to, as Kyle likes to say, dangle in front of the other team. And then that gives you a focal point to drop all of
10
your big
seconds
ultimates on,
remaining.
or make your zip, make your jump with the void. And he can
5
absorb a lot of
seconds
this burst
remaining.
damage from the likes of the Lino or the Puck. And then the fight is pretty easy to turn once half the damage has already been used. So I think it works out pretty well. It's going to lane relatively well against the Wraith King, I believe, just because that hero is pretty low armor, doesn't necessarily like brawling super on, which is kind of what Bristleback wants to do. At the same time, you will have a Bat Rider to deal with, so that's not necessarily the most fun. And so I'd expect Moon Meander to kind of babysit him a little bit until he might get to that point where he can kind of take over the lane by himself.
All right, so the shaking could be the crutch for the Bristleback and just help him get started, the training wheels, and then watch him ride away into the sunset on his bike. Sounds like a great story. And obviously, then once the Bristleback's capable of solo laning, that opens up the map for the Earthshaker to move around and do whatever that little boy wants, which is always great for an Earthshaker. You know, if you can come in a mid, especially when you've got a greedy mid, for example. Oh, I don't know, Storm Spirit. Loves it when he gets some rotations into his lane, can free up his game a bit, get a little bit of farm under his belt, and find himself a bit of a snowbally start to the game. Yeah, that's always some good stuff. Alrighty, let's get into this second match between Fighting Pandas and the Business Associates as they battle it up for the first NA slot in the minor. It is everything online for these two teams. They must want it very badly. I mean, Envy, he's got pretty much, no, not Envy. Everyone on the Fighting Pandas has a lot to prove. All of these guys are NA veterans. All of these guys have had their chances and are now perhaps not at the upper echelons of NA Dota where they want to be. And so getting to this money and just getting some W's under their belts, a chance to prove themselves on LAN is exactly what they are hoping for. And getting that first seed would mean a lot, I think. And
yeah,
I mean,
this is kind of one of those, like, it's like both teams are just the old veterans, you know, trying to claw their way back into relevance. It's a little sad to talk about it that way, but it's also kind of true.
Jesus. A battle of zombies, a battle of the undead.
If you want to put it that way. It is The Walking Dead. And you know what? I like it. It gives a little bit more spice, maybe a little bit more geriatric of a spice, but it's spicy nonetheless.
Yeah, I mean, we know these guys, you know, we know their characters very, very well by now. It's a battle of the veterans.
Nice.
Dude. Uh-oh. He's in a bad position right now, cornered between a hard place and some very hard heroes who are taking him down. Move's going to be a first blood, a nice rotation in from Fighting Pandas. Beautiful Fisher as well. He was completely screwed there.
Yeah, Moon Meander's played this hero once or twice in the off lane, so he knows his way around an Earthshaker. Looks like he's going to go back and block the lane here. Give the Bristleback a nice start.
Always helps. Meanwhile, Fear already predicting it, trying to get a nice big block in himself. Moose, what's he doing here?
Maybe trying to snipe an early courier. Or
No, they
I believe
know he's there. He used the illusory orb to get down there, so I'm certain they must have seen him. And Oracle's missing some mana, therefore he must use Fortune's End and then use the illusory orb to dodge it out and get to the trees. Damn, I should be a detective. What am I doing casting? That was sick.
Gumshoe Nomad. It's a good other career, just in case Dota were to ever go away.
Yeah, back up. Everyone's got to have them.
I do like these early wards that Business Associates have placed. This super deep one to catch the Earthshaker potentially rotating in early, or see where the Storm is jungling if he has to abandon the lane.
Yeah, always nice to be able to take advantage of that. See that Storm jungling on low health, just run in, grab yourself a nice easy kill. Maximize on your opportunities. Meanwhile, Brax and Moose hanging down at bottom, trying to put some pressure onto Envy, but won't be the easiest job in the world. As you mentioned, once you get that time lock, Tidehunter doesn't feel quite as good versus the Faceless Void in lane. And Faceless Void obviously able to just time walk off the damage from the Anchor Smash. And if needs must, you can always purge off Anchor Smash debuff from the Void as well, as they're getting started onto Brax right now, and a bad timing with that Anchor Smash actually going to mean the Void keeps its damage, so they can keep on going here, but Brax able to just swim himself away, and the puck also jumping himself out, not staying too close to these guys. But I think Brax has to be really careful about when he throws down the Anchor Smash, because you do not want to do it as the Fortune's End is coming over, otherwise you're going to have yourself a full damaged Envy whacking away at you. Oh, I hate it when Time Lock does that. It just cucks you. It just takes away your last hit right in front of your face. And you're like, well...
Uh-oh. Moo's about to go down top.
Uh-oh, indeed. They're chasing him down. They've got... Yeah, they're just going to quill him. Wand. Turn around. Stun. He's going to live. Moo makes it away. Goodness gracious.
Oh, the chat line. Good
stuff. Careful, careful. There we go. Keeping it chill, Moo. Keeping it chill. Yep. Quill stack's gone. Everything's all right. Well, everything in fact, the fact that he's only got tangos to heal himself up with. Or does he? Yes, he does. Yes, he does. Courier's still a long way away.
Yeah, that doesn't feel too nice. Having to sit at 25% or less health against a hero that's trying to run at you the whole time.
No, very angry hedgehog in his lane. But still, gotta be happy to survive that one, and he's actually able to secure himself this CS here as it pushes out under tower.
Great Fissure mid.
Happy boy. Oh dear, yeah, it looks like 9 might be going down here. Blocks out from Moon Meander, right click coming in to cancel out the bottle. Should be coming in to cancel out the bottle, but 9's still on the run. Line Strike Array, it's going to land onto the Earthshaker Brawl coming in. Doesn't have enough damage to finish the job, but he's walked away as well. Moon still chasing and gets it with the right click. Finally able to finish the job. That will be a kill. A very hard-earned one, but a kill all the same for Moon Meander in the middle lane.
Yeah, it's almost one of those where you kind of wish he just died early on, because he wasted a lot of time. He's going to miss about half a creep wave as a result, but style points at least. This is 9 we're talking about after all.
All about them style points. Do you know who you think? Storm? Getting up the high ground? 9's still chasing, he's got the Dragon Slave, goodness gracious. Singes his hairs there, but Braille will survive. But unfortunately, the same can't be said for Brax down in the bottom lane, as Envy, Aoi, and Moon Meander with rotation able to grab themselves a kill onto that Tidehunter.
Yeah, Roaming appears to be back with a vengeance. Moon Meander has been in all 3 lanes and helped get kills in all 3 lanes. He's doing work right now, despite only being level 2.
3 kills, 2 kills, 1 assist.
He's actually higher net worth than Brax is on the Tidehunter at the moment.
That is mighty impressive. What's he got coming out to? Is he going... Is that his Tranquils? Well, he's got Ring of Regen coming out to him, so yeah, it must be.
Yeah, it's a super early Tranquils. Gonna be even more all over the place.
Oh, Moose, no. He tries to go in for the bounty room, but he's actually caught out a little bit here, but of course can use that silence to jump himself over the fissures. No big threat.
Yeah, what the heck is that? Why'd they give Puck another mobility spell?
You know what this guy needs? More mobility.
Well, in fairness, they did introduce Void Spirit to the game, so they're like, well, we can't have Puck be completely irrelevant.
Yeah, Ricky as well, you know, I'm trying to think of all the heroes which have 2 mobility spells. Hopefully there's... Yes, we can kind of include... Oh, middle lane, they're making the jump here onto 9. Moon Meander joining in as well. Isle, he's got the damage, he's got the right clicks. Overload's coming out, but they can't quite finish the job. And now Moon's coming in as well. Life Strike Array to turn it around. Storm being held still, but he is able to get the zip away to relative safety. Moose comes over, but the damage from Aoi, nearly enough to take him down, but they will get the kill to Brawl. Meanwhile, Moon Meander goes down on backlines to 9. Aoi's still trying to chase down Moose here. Will be able to grab that kill. Is Aoi in some trouble as well, though? I think he's alright. 9 comes forwards, but doesn't really have the catch here, so Aoi's going to be okay. A bit of a mess in the middle lane as 3 heroes go down, 2 for fighting pandas and only 1 for the business associates. Finally, one of these rotations from the Earthshaker goes a bit haywire. It's about time,
yeah,
right?
It is about time if you're a business associates fan or player, but I gotta say that was just crazy timing. The raindrop procced once to stop damage and then procced again right at the very end to keep Lena alive and turn that fight around.
Is a good item, raindrops. Meanwhile, down in the bottom lane, Brax unfortunately meets his fate once again. Seems to be struggling horribly down in this bottom lane currently. But he's down 1,900 net worth, unable to secure himself 27 CS. Meanwhile, Moose looking like a tasty fairy dragon, but unfortunately they don't really have the lockdown to keep him stuck. There's Payne's coming out, but I don't think there's any chance of anything happening here. Uh-oh, Bryle making his way over. Do they know? Well, even if they do, it's a bit too late. They start with a stun. They manage to get the root off as well, but Puck able to get himself to safety. Brax as well. He should be alright here, actually. So, fighting PandaS, despite moving 4 heroes in, and being careful. I really want to just get Lagooned there, but
I thought it was going to happen too.
Yeah. And, well, there's the Laguna target. Bryle's going to be the one brought down by that one as 9 comes forward looking for more here as well. Should get the Oracle as a second pick off of the fight. Meanwhile, Fighting PandaS able to get the rest of themselves away to safety. Business Associates, though, starting to lay the smackdown, starting to respond a bit here. They're waking up in the second game.
That was actually an awesome play by 9. He TP'd into the trees so nobody could see him, and he was gonna Laguna Blade Envy. That was his main purpose for coming down there, but ended up getting out of range. Envy was salving up, but he didn't reveal himself right away. He hid in the trees and waited for that reinitiation by Bryle. Really nice play.
Meanwhile, up mid, another go onto 9. It's just never ending from Moonmeander, and now with the Chronosphere as well. Well, gets 2 of his teammates in it, but getting the leaner in it is the big target. Can they finish the job, though? Moves from the high ground, throwing in some damage, but 9 will drop. Fighting PandaS, they are having to commit more and more to each one of these ganks in order to make it successful. Meanwhile, in the top lane, Fear running away from Aoi. Aoi really wants to finish the job here. Don't think he will, and with Moo turning up, he might actually be in some trouble, and by some trouble, I mean he's absolutely dead. Jesus Christ. Crit comes through just to add a bit of style, a bit of flourish to the kill.
Now, Nomad, I know I admitted to not being the greatest Dota player in the world at the beginning of this cast, but I'm not entirely sure whether an Oracle is supposed to be in between the tier 1 and tier 2 tower by himself. I could be wrong.
Yeah, I mean, he was chasing butterflies or batterflies. Yeah, I don't know. He saw a target on low health. We've all been there. Oh yeah, you had the joke. You had my punchline waiting for me. I couldn't get there myself. Unfortunately, yeah, I mean, it's just the tunnel vision. You see someone low, you're an Oracle, it's like, man, if I can just get off that purifying flames and the fortune, then this guy's so dead.
Yeah, I was actually casting a Alliance game a couple days ago where Fata was, I think he was at least godlike, maybe beyond godlike on an Oracle, because he just kept sniping kill after kill after kill.
He obviously watched that game as well and was like, alright, Fata-san, I'm doing it. Are you proud of me now? Brax, meanwhile, chasing down Aoi once again. Moo's going to come over and make this a menage a trois. And, well, Snakey even jumping in as well, making it an even busier fight right now. And Oracle, they're taking a long time to actually finish the job here. Meanwhile, they're losing quite a lot of health themselves. Brax is low. They get the kill, but now with the fish... Uh-oh. Uh-oh. They can't get out. Brax is gone. See you later, buddy. They are in the Quill Oven right now. And Moose is going to be the next one to fall as Thinking just skips along, sparring out these quills and getting himself all the kills he wants in the world right now. Double kill down in the bottom lane as Finding PandaS able to punish. And that was an Oracle they died for. They died behind the tier 1 for an Oracle. I'm just...
It's a little bit of reverse deja vu, right?
Right.
You're like, wait, this isn't between our tier 1 and tier 2. Oh, uh-oh. We're in enemy territory now.
Quite the contemplation. This series has certainly been a journey.
That's a good way to put it. I'm definitely enjoying it. You know, let's be honest. NA Dota, it might be in shambles. There might only be 2, 1, 4 good teams. But it's always interesting, right? You're going to see some strange stuff you probably won't see in the cleaner regions, I suppose.
I mean, don't worry, man. I've been casting CS. This is like, you know, the creme de crop tier 1.5 Dota for me, and Snaking gets annihilated in the bottom lane. But yeah, poor old CIS. Great region, but been having some trouble recently, shall we say. That's a whole other kettle of fish, which we're not going to jump into right now.
Well, I will take that and segue it into something that's completely not related, but I will answer your question about Wraith King. Moo has queued up the Silver Edge, or at least the Shadowblade part of it. Makes a lot of sense going against the Bristleback.
is under attack.
Yeah, I like this a lot. Rather than playing around the Radiance or anything like that. Oh, Ravage in the middle lane, hold the phone as they're going onto Bryle, but immediately Aoi going to come in and waken him up, and they've got the coil out, but they're actually trying to find a bit of aggression here on the Storm Spirit. Meanwhile, chasing forwards. Brax going to be the target instead. Bra just right clicks from the high ground here. Light Strike Array onto the Bristleback Laguna as well whilst he's facing forward, but they can't quite finish the job here. Nine, he's desperate for it. As they'll throw it forward with the Flame Breaker. Now the lasso to make sure they grab this kill. Meanwhile, the back lines, well, down goes Aoi as well. It's some 2 kills here for Business Associates. Hard work for them.
Radiant's bottom tower
It will
is
result
under
in a
attack.
tower, though, which is
Dire's
the
top
bigger
tower is
prize.
under attack.
Maybe?
Radiant's
Nope,
structures
they're actually backing
regenerating.
off. 9 looking for a regen rune instead.
Yeah, apparently Moon Mienda's presence has scared them all away.
All this time, though, Moo has just been farming away, playing Wraith King as if he was Hector himself, and has amassed a 2k gold lead on his counterpart Envy. And 2k, almost 1,500 ahead of anybody else in the game. Does have the Silver Edge fully queued up now. Shadowblade is complete, and I would expect him to maybe find a pickoff pretty soon after this.
Yeah, agreed. That's definitely what you want to be doing with that Shadowblade item. Although it looks like they have revealed it down in the bottom lane at the very least.
Radiant's bottom tower is
And
under attack.
jumped in a mid, going onto the Tidehunter right now. The coil gets dropped in response here. Tidehunter being kept alive, maybe a little bit longer than he should be. We'll still go down. Oh goodness me, Bryle is just going to absolutely disappear, and now Moon with the slam as well, bring it down. Several as they jump forward for now. Moon's actually the only casualty so far, but they'll turn around and be able to get a kill onto the Oracle. Moon just surviving through all of this right now. Doesn't even need to use his first life apparently, as they kill off Snake King as well. It was a very nice slam. It was a very pretty slam, but unfortunately, it only gets you a kill onto the puck. I think the Tide was dead a little bit before then. Oh, let's find out. Oh, I couldn't quick in time. Never mind. We can't find out.
Envy.
Hello. It's a real go here. No,
Oh, no,
he's chasing him.
Brutal.
He's stuck. Oh no. Oh.
Envy.
Okay, he's fine. What a god. And now they look to turn it around. Moo in some trouble. They're all coming in on the fighting pandas. Baited in perfectly by Envy, the god. Fear coming over trying to help Moo survive this one. He's got the Shadow Blade. They don't seem to have the vision. Sentry comes down. Meanwhile, Lasso's out onto the Bristleback. It seems to be a bit of a fight baited right now as in comes the Tidehunter and down goes Bryle and Aoi. Snaking, he's got that ulti onto him, but they're just going to start piling in the damage. Now finishing the job. Brax gets himself the double. You gotta respect the Ravage. You gotta predict the Ravage. You gotta respect the Ravage. If you don't, bad stuff's gonna happen.
I'm on a roller coaster of emotions right now, Nomad. I'm not totally sure how to feel at any point.
I love the way
in
Envy
this
just
game.
baited his whole team. He was just out of there. He wasn't calling that. He was just like, see you boys.
Dire's middle tower
Have
is under
fun.
attack.
Jesus.
Radiant's
I
bottom
love
tower
it,
is under attack.
it's a ride.
Yeah, it's something at the very least. What else is something is the fact that Business Associates are now up 6k at 15 minutes with all 3 of their cores ahead of all 3 of the cores on the other side. Coordination just doesn't really seem to be there for fighting pandas today.
It's a bit messy. They're not on the same sheet. Meanwhile, Moo's gonna get brought down. Gets a few heroes inside that coil in the meantime, though.
And probably the most worrying part of this is that their big frontline tank of the Bristleback is only level 10 and has a hood and treads his name. Not really looking like a tank at the moment, and that's pretty concerning considering that the Silver Edge is only 400 gold away for Moo.
So I'd say, I mean, at least he's got Bristleback. Not for long, unfortunately.
Dire's middle tower is
Moo
under
is
attack.
looking to take care of that one himself. I love the casual Glove of Haste from Moo as well. This has been an increasingly common thing. We've seen it on Carrier Baden, on a couple of other heroes, which have proccing spells, secrets, whatever. Oh, the Snake King is going to drop in the middle lane. Eventually the right clicks do come in, get themselves a kill. Aoi on the run as well. He should survive this one though. Although with Fear coming in around the side, can he close the gap? No, he's not quite fast enough. Doesn't really have
middle
drones or anything
tower
like
is
that.
under attack.
But still, Aoi up to the high ground. Moon back in the map as well.
Radiant's
Got the
middle
Blink
tower is
Slam. It's a level 1 Blink Slam, so not a huge huge tool in fighting PandaS basket, but definitely something which can help them fight.
Oh, interesting. Now he queues up the Radiance after the Silver Edge is complete. So still gonna go for that classic item. It's so good on his hero.
Oh my goodness, this is a dive and a half. Going onto the Storm Spirit on the high ground. He's trying to survive this one, but just will not be able to. The lasso is going to ensure the kill. Fighting PandaS, they're trying to retaliate to this one, but it's just too late. They've already lost the Storm on the high ground, and now the break's coming through onto the Bristleback, but they're going to try and keep him alive with the false promise.
Wow, what a play. Do you see this ward in the base? I don't know who placed that, but it was placed fairly recently. That's what actually spotted out the Storm Spirit. I was like, why are they making this dive right now?
Oh, he seems suspicious. Yeah, they managed to figure it out. They suss it out. What's Moose doing here, by the way?
I'll help my weak and puny
Is this a long plan? Is this a long con going on here?
I believe the term in NA is memeing. He is just simply memeing right now.
Okay, well, whilst he's doing that, 9 gets ganked up in the top lane. Solo kill by Brow? No, it looks like that was a jump. Oh, okay, Echo Slam, fine. Definitely not a solo kill from Brow.
Is under attack.
Probably worthwhile though. I think at this point, anything that stems the bleeding is probably a step in the right direction for fighting PandaS. And actually,
I would like to agree, but I feel like it's kind of on the business associates to make this not worthwhile, because when this Lina is up, I feel like they could just go. Chronosphere alone, I don't think is enough of a threat for the business associates to stop them. I feel like it might just be a Roche attempt, but let's see.
yeah, it's a good point. I'm not seeing a ton of item progression on the side of fighting PandaS. The damage just really isn't there to take a team fight yet, especially with the Echo Slam on cooldown. Just a Kaya on the Storm Spirit. Envy finally finished the Maelstrom, but still quite a ways from the BKB, so his damage is going to be pretty limited.
Like, this was how Na'Vi were able to get themselves through to the major, was simply by really abusing timings, and they're against a team. Oh, Brax, they're going to drop the Chrono onto Brax here. The Tidehunter's going to be the target for this one. If he dies, he's not going to have Ravage, but he doesn't die, he survives, and then, hello everybody, I've got a Ravage for you, but they've turned around trying to bring down the leader, but she might get a 3-man life strike away, will go down eventually to Bryle. Meanwhile, Lasso is out onto him, turning it around. They'll be able to kill off the enemy mid laner. A 1-for-1, a mid for a mid. The trade is equal, but Brax is looking for more. Aui's going to be the target, but the rest of fighting PandaS rallying around him. Might not be that easy. Mumianda coming in and locking him down, getting that stun off, holding back the Wraith King as well. Brax is running out of HP rapidly as Envy starts racking into him, but he's got to be careful because Moo is on top. And now they look towards the Bristleback. Bristleback broken, taken down, double crit. Goodbye, little hedgehog. Now they look towards Envy as well. Do they have the lockdown though? Do they have the spells? They've got a silence. That'll do for the time being. 4 seconds till we get a stun from Moo. But that means he doesn't have the reincarnation, so can't really afford to use that one. And the Fish is going to put an end to this fight. Business Associates forced back. The door is closed, and they will have to chill out for the time being. Ooh, these fights. The Chronosphere onto the Tidehunter, which then allows them to just kind of ravage anyway. I don't know about that one, Chief.
Scientists are baffled, my friend. That's all I can really say about that. Doesn't seem to be quite the target you're looking for. Although, if you can remove the Ravage from the fight, you have a chance to take it.
See him move me and took the outpost but pays with life, but now Murali. Emil jumping onto the Lina, then he gets down the life strike array. Another fight immediately breaking out here as 9 is going to get hunted down by fighting PandaS. They get themselves one. Meanwhile, Moo will get the return call. The backlines onto his support. Now I think he needs to think about leaving, but Mumianda might not let him. Blinks himself forwards. A beautiful Fisher holding 2 of them back. They're even going to throw in the Echo Slam as well. They want to kill off the Wraith King and will be able to do so. Fear's nearby. Brax as well gets 4 people inside this Anchor Smash. They don't have that much damage, and Fear just trying to bring them all back. A 3-man coil. Can they actually turn this one? It looks like the Earthshaker's going to die. Meanwhile, Storm getting low. Does get turned around upon. It's going to be a second kill for the businessmen as they look forward and get themselves 3. There's your turnaround. Unfortunately, he didn't have enough damage to bring down the Wraith King twice in time. And now here's the big one. Bring down the Void. Can they do it? Stun's going to follow through as well. Brax, Moo, they're on the case. The break is there. The damage is as well. And they'll grab themselves another one. That's going to be 4 kills going the way of the business associates. On their side of the map, on your side of the map, it doesn't matter. They are going to business wherever they are, and they are winning these fights. They are getting the kills, and they want to come home with a win today.
You know, it's really interesting watching a team try to match the tempo of a team that's playing
Radiant's
just a
middle
little bit
tower
faster
is
than
under
them.
attack.
We're seeing these buybacks coming out. We're
Radiant
seeing the
structures are
willingness of Fighting
fortified.
Pandas to take the fight, but they're just not quite bringing enough people early enough to these engagements. And it's allowing continual rotations to come in from business associates because they're also willing to fight, knowing that they're super far ahead. Man, Moo is just a juggernaut right now on this Wraith King. He is unkillable, doing so much damage. Doesn't even need the Radiance. He's just cleaving people down in 2 or 3 shots every time.
Yeah, I'm still surprised he is going for the Radiance, to be honest. I don't feel like... Yeah, I guess it's nice, but I would have liked something higher pace. Maybe just go straight in for like a Sanjin Yasha or something and sit in their faces, but I guess Radiance allows you to do the similar thing.
Yeah, the good old face sit move from the Wraith King. Definitely pretty dangerous. There's
Radiant's middle
what
tower
other
is
big
under
items
attack.
do we have coming out?
I feel like Puck should have more than... I know he's moves, but...
Dire are scared.
And I'm looking for like an Ags or something, but I think he got the blink fairly
Radiant's
recently,
middle
actually.
tower is under attack.
I mean, he is the 4. We'll let him off. Hello, Roshan. Fighting Pandas. They are on the opposite side of the map. Now, this is going to be probably completely unexpected. Oh, no, guys. Wrong way. Okay.
No,
Well, they
there's a
see the
blink on
Puck, and
tide.
that's going to be the Chronosphere coming down onto the Puck. But the Ravage from the high ground from Brack's going to cancel out the Chronosphere. Light Striker Red Core coming down onto the Void as well, controlling him up. Meanwhile, Moonmeander going for the 2-man slam on the high ground, trying to open up for Brawl to take down the Batrider. Meanwhile, in the backline of the fight, though, they're just unloading everything onto the face of this Void, but it looks like they will be able to get the kill here. They have the damage to get through, and meanwhile, Aui's dropped as well. Fear does die on the side of the business associates, though, but they are definitely in charge of this game. Now, who do they go for next? Snaking, maybe. He's on the run. Moon Meander trying to sneak away on the sidelines as well. Moo. It doesn't really look like there's actually any more targets for them to get. They don't really have the greatest amount of catch once they've used their ultimate, so they'll just snuggle up back with Roshan. Hey there, beautiful. You and your love hearts.
It just really feels like they are Fighting Pandas that is about 2 or 3 items per hero away from being able to kill the Wraith King and the Tide Hunter in the time they need to actually win a fight.
Yeah, I mean, the
Versus the
Void's
damage.
been with Maelstrom and Ogre Axe for like the past 3 fights, it feels like. In fact, I think that's accurate.
I believe you're correct, because there are a lot of fights happening in quick succession,
Yeah.
but it is just kind of a slow
Radiant's
death
middle tower
for
is
Fighting
under
Pandas
attack.
right now.
Meanwhile, Moon is regretting ever being born as he gets killed off again.
I'll help my
In his
weak and
jungle.
puny allies where I can.
He's flying for yours? That's... Yeah, whatever. Howie and Storm. Oh, no, no, no.
Radiant's
No,
middle
they
tower
found them.
is
They
under
found their little love nest. 9. He's interrupted, but he wasn't actually invited here. Unfortunately, the rest of the business associates going to be making their way over, and there's a coil to stop the Storm from jumping himself away. And Lena's just going to take her time to rip through him. Oh, dear. Oh, dear, dear, dear. I kind of feel like the Oracle kind of baited that one. He was like, "Oh, don't chase me. There's definitely not a storm over here."
Yeah, that's where you probably tip your position 5 and say, how much do you want to be on this team, sir?
Which I think the shoe's on the other foot in this team. You can't do that.
That's for me.
Very true. But yeah, this one is
Radiant's
it's looking
bottom
pretty
tower
inevitable
is
at this
under
point. I just don't really see any way for them to push Moo and his minions off the high ground with any speed to save this tower.
It shall fall. Oh no, oh no, they catch the storm with the Yules, the damage is there, and down he goes again, and meanwhile they'll drag Aoi back into it as well. Oh man, I wanted one last fight, you know, I wanted one last fireworks. Maybe it's not over yet, they've still got tier 2s across the map, it's just one lane of barracks. Okay, calm down, Nomad. Chill out. But still,
Dire's
I
top
mean,
tower is under attack.
things like that. You got to be
Yeah.
quick on the Yules, but...
Trying to clear out the creep wave, can't blame them. It's one of the only ways they can keep their tower alive. But yeah, it's I believe they actually added a little bit of cast time to the Zip, didn't they? Recently? Am I wrong? I feel like that. I feel like that is something that I saw in a patch note.
Under attack.
Bristle being controlled up here in the top lane as well. Trying to spell some. The TP, well, everyone's got to have dreams, I guess.
And the Chrono.
Oh.
Take a knee.
Oh. Okay. Alrighty. And now the
Well, at least
Ravage,
we'll get
that's
another
looking
shot
much
tomorrow.
bigger as well. MV full spot the BKB is in. Comes to Storm, jumping on forwards. They're managing to get the Wraith King kind of low here. And Moonlight is going to be able to escape himself away. Meanwhile, Fair playing on around the side. Brax, though, able to back up Moo quite easily. They take his first life. Maybe? They have a slam. They have the ability to fight. I actually don't think Business Associates can push this one.
They have 20 seconds to kill Moo again before his ultimate is back. So
True. That's not a long time to wait,
Radiant's
is it?
top tower is under attack.
But they're going to go for it. Moomiander jumping forward does unfortunately miss his stun, but Nutella Envy's on top of him as well. 12 seconds, Envy. He's counting him down and realizing that, yeah, this is not a clock we can beat, unfortunately. Back into the base, boys. Back into the base.
I'm trying to think if there are any major items other than like several of them that could make a difference here, and I'm just having a hard time coming up with anything because it feels like even the long extended fights potentially favor Business Associates
Radiant's
just
top
because
tower is under attack.
I actually have been giving not enough credit to this Vampiric Aura in these long
Radiant's
fights.
top
You know,
tower
it
has
seems like
fallen.
Fighting Pandas keep coming, throwing bodies, throwing buybacks. But these heroes just don't die. There's so much lifesteal in
Radiant's
addition
top
to,
tower is under
you know, the
attack.
spread damage from the Radiance and the Firefly and Puck.
Don't forget Vampiric Aura, 24 extra damage.
Radiant's top tower
Dank.
has fallen.
Good stuff.
Yeah, Nine's feeling it.
Dire's middle tower
Terribly back. Yes. Meanwhile, they're do the Bristle back this time around. Laguna Blade's being thrown, but actually not going to get off the kill here. Business Associates running themselves forward, snaking on the run. He's pretty damn low, and they will finish the job. And Earthshaker as well, going to go down just as fast, but he's got the buyback. They have to respect the Blink Slam. That said, they've got 2 lives on their Wraith King, so Moo does not have to respect the Blink Slam, but everybody else probably should. And they are. I mean,
Just
no
hitting
one's...
a repair kit right now. Oh, God.
Radiant's top barracks. Radiant's top barracks.
Down goes the top lane of barracks. Only one remains, and Business Associates, they are living up to their name and getting down to business and getting through the last singular lane of barracks. It's all it stands. 6 seconds
Mules
to the
again.
Chronosphere. Oh no, not again. In comes a slam trying to control up the Lena, but they've already killed off Brawl. Chronosphere just onto Lena as well, but the MV's just not doing anything. He doesn't hit hard in the slightest. The game is over. The G's are thrown. Business is booming as Business Associates will be making it through to the minor after taking down Fighting Pandas 2-0 in this best of 3 series.
Yeah, congratulations to them. They looked pretty good. I thought that Moo and Moose both played exceptionally well today. Brax had that super nice ravage there around the Roche pit as well. But Fighting Pandas will fight another day and more than likely will end up going to the minor as well, or they can rematch Business Associates perhaps for second to last place. No, I'm just kidding. We'll see how they do at the minor.
I'm glad I brought you along. You know, someone's here to take shots at NA because you know, as an outsider, I'm not able to. But yeah, I mean, some fun Dota coming out from Business Associates. You know, not taking themselves too seriously, not taking the but definitely giving us some interesting strats and showing that they can do things a little bit differently and still pull out the big wins. That's the important thing. And this Wraith King certainly did well. This Ricky certainly did well. Moo has certainly been the star of the show today on his Wraith King as Ricky. He's been absolutely tearing it up. So definitely excited to see more Moo at the LAN in Ukraine, at the StarLadder minor, and possibly even making it through to the major one day as well. I mean, still plenty of time to go before then, but you never know. You know, first place does make it through. And also, of course, they're getting some DPC points in their pockets as well. That other thing is something completely different. But fighting pandas, you know, today was not their day, unfortunately. They did not look very good in either of these games. Business Associates really were just all over them, outplaying across the map. Every single fight seemed to go the way of the Business Associates, and when that happens, you know, you can't help but feel a little bit dejected. Hopefully they won't take it too hard, and tomorrow they'll come back as a fresh team and be able to secure themselves the second place in the minor. But of course, we're also excited to see Jalotl play up against the other guys. What's the
Zoomies.
Yes, that team with a great team there. But Team Jalotl versus Team Zoomies will be coming up tomorrow as the first best of 3. So make sure you join me for that one. And yeah, then we got a best of 5 for the lower bracket final. So whoever wins that game will be playing up against Fighting Pandas. They wait down in that lower bracket finals right now for the winner, and then we'll find out the second team making it through to the minor from NA. All exciting stuff. And just like that, we're all done. Yeah. So any closing thoughts on today's matches, on NA Dota, or life in general, Mr. Elevated?
You know, have a great Valentine's Day, everybody. Spend it with somebody you love, even if that somebody is Dota, and even if those somebodies are your teammates screaming at you that you're doing a shit job supporting them. Thanks for having me on, man. It was fun.
Beautiful, beautiful. Yeah, it was a great cast. I enjoyed having you on as well. I hope you guys did enjoy it. And if you did, of course, please let us know. Throw us a follow on Twitter. We'll shove those in the chat. And until next time, it's gonna be goodbye. Thanks a ton for watching. And we'll see you for more NA action coming up tomorrow at the same time. See you then. Adios.